Some falls, I'm not ready for summer to end, but this year I am eagerly welcoming fall with its cooler mornings, delicious flavors and aromas, its beautiful colors, and just being able to spend more time outside. So the mornings here have been really cool in Nebraska, which means we can finally open up the windows and enjoy the fresh air and cool breezes. And since the windows were open, I figured I would clean out all the windowsills in our home. It always amazes me just how dirty they get each year. But I'm decided to just clean them out by vacuuming up the dirt and then using a damp microfiber cloth to wipe them all down. With the start of fall, I'm reminded of the verse from Daniel chapter 2, verse 21 that says, "He changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding." I am so thankful that God created seasons because when I lived in Florida for 13 years, I really missed experiencing the seasons. And sometimes now that we're in Nebraska, I grumble and I complain about winter, which is my least favorite season. But I'm learning to just embrace each season and not wish them away, but really just find the joy in every season and all that it brings. So there's always a joy and there's always a challenge to the season that you're in, whether it's a literal season like fall or winter, or just a season of life. All right, the kids are playing outside and I am going to make these pumpkin muffins with cream cheese. I found them at littlebroken.com, just pumpkin cream cheese muffins. I've never tried them before, but they're sugar-free. And so I'm gonna try and make these to have for the weekend. I may be the only one who eats them. The rest of my family may not eat them. But I have been in September, the month of September, I was focusing on cutting out a lot of the sugar in my diet. And then also I want to keep doing it in October. I need to lose weight. My doctor has told me that I need to lose weight. And so I've been trying to exercise a little bit and then also just cutting out like the junky type foods, like the sugary snacks and things like that. I've noticed that in the afternoons, especially when I'm tired and I'm hungry, I will reach for cookies. And instead of reaching for like a banana or a cheese stick, it's just something that with a little more nutrition in it. And that will be better for my body and ultimately my weight. So anyways, that's why I'm cutting out sugar, one of the main reasons. But I've also noticed that I will want to eat a snack, a sugary snack, usually like ice cream or something like that, in the evenings after my kids go to bed. And so I don't want to have that dependence on sugar. And then I just don't want to have all the health problems that come with it when you're over 40 and you have extra weight. Like it can just lead to more health problems. And so anyways, all that to say that I am going to make these sugar-free pumpkin cream cheese muffins. So let's go ahead and do that. This recipe called for mashed bananas along with the pumpkin and then also vanilla and honey. So those added to the sweetness of the muffins without adding any sugar to it. And I know, I'm talking like refined sugar. I know honey is still a sugar and banana and pumpkin still have, their carbohydrates and have sugar in them. But for me, I'm trying to focus on getting rid of just those refined sugars and really focusing on being healthier and having better just foods in my diet, like whole foods. I am actually doing a book. It's called The 40-Day Sugar Fast. And I was doing it on my own in September, but there's actually a group of ladies from my church who are going to be doing it in October. So I'm really looking forward to that as far as just having accountability. That is something I definitely need. But I am feeling better without having the extra sugars and just trying to take care of my body. And that is a new goal for me this fall, is just making sure that I am doing the best that I can with the food that I put into my body. We ended up loving these muffins. They were so good. If you like pumpkin and you like cream cheese, you will love these. My son and I love them. My daughter, not so much because she's not a fan of cream cheese. But definitely, I couldn't even tell that there wasn't necessarily sugar in it. You can taste the banana, but they were so good. So I definitely recommend those muffins. I will leave them linked below. And now I'm just going to go ahead and get this kitchen cleaned up and looking better after all of that cooking. When we ran errands this morning, I picked up this garland from Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off, so I ended up paying $7 with tax. But I'm going to use this on our front porch around a wreath. Hopefully, my next video will be my front porch decorated for fall. I've got that garland for a wreath, and then I've always wanted to put up corn stalks, especially since we live in Nebraska. Like, that's just, I mean, corn is everywhere. So I really love the look on a front porch. And so I looked at Home Depot, and they were $12 for a bundle of corn stalks. And I thought, that is so expensive. So anyways, I looked on Facebook Marketplace, and there is a lady who is selling them. She lives out in the country, and she's selling them for $5 a bundle. So my plan is to go there this afternoon. And then she also says that you can bring a grocery bag and fill it up with whatever gourds or pumpkins you want for $10. So I'm gonna also probably get one of those, just a bag, and fill that full, either for stuff on the front porch or here in the house. My kids had the 2 pumpkins that they had gotten from the pumpkin farm that we went to, but every year we put these pumpkins out and a squirrel always eats them. And so a squirrel started eating my son's pumpkin. So we brought them in, and they, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I feel like I just need like a bunch of fake pumpkins to put outside on the front porch, but they're just so expensive and I'm cheap. And so anyways, I know in the long run I'd be saving money, but I also want to find ones that will last outside. So anyways, we'll see in my next video. You will see what I come up with for outside. Well, we made it back from the lady's house, and I did get my corn stalks. I was a little disappointed with them. They just weren't really leafy and full like I was hoping for. And I didn't end up getting the bag of what I thought it was advertised as like pumpkins. and like squash and like acorn type things, or not acorn, but what is the word? Gourds is the word I was trying to think of. Anyways, they had advertised like some oranges and whites and some greens, but it was like all green, just like really small green, squash looking type things, not like for decorative type things, at least not what I was looking for as far as like orange and white and that kind of stuff, and more like gourdy or pumpkin-y type look to it. So I got my corn stalks and I put them out on the porch, but I will definitely have that all figured out by next week, what I want to do with my front porch. So make sure you come back for that video.
I knew that, but I guess we did have a better job.
We went to the pumpkin patch the other day with some friends, and the kids got to pick out their own pumpkins. So Abby picked out this white one and she painted it, decorated it. Caleb got an orange one and he's painting a car on it. So we're doing a little painting today. Whenever I'm in my kitchen baking, I always think, oh, I need to clean my oven, and it's never the right time because the oven is hot and I'm cooking. But I said, okay, this fall I've got to get my oven cleaned, especially before, like, we're going to be doing a lot of baking with fall and then Christmas coming, you know, all the holidays. So I want to have a clean oven. I don't want it to smell like it's burning something every time I turn it on. So I am going to clean out my oven. I've been trying to avoid kind of the really smelly chemical-y cleaners. So I'm planning on using baking soda and just some good old elbow grease. I love my Scotch-Brite scrubbing sponges, and I will probably just use that and some water to try and get it clean. Maybe break out some vinegar if it's not really breaking up. This is what it is looking like before. As you can see, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. And then I have one of these liners that I'm gonna need to take out and clean as well. I probably should have grabbed some gloves, but I don't have any, so I'm just using my bare hands. Probably not the best idea, but I've been letting this sit for a little while, and now I'm gonna just see if I can get a lot of it off by just scrubbing. Again, this is just baking soda and water mixed, and we'll see what happens. Okay, that wore me out, but the oven is much cleaner, and I'm decided I'm just gonna throw this away because it's so old, and I don't know. I mean, it just came with the oven. I didn't buy it. It was just here when we moved in, and I don't think, if I took care of my oven more, it would probably make a difference, but I don't. So I'm gonna show you the inside. It looks so much better. So there is the inside. You can see it got so much better. It's not perfect, but it's a lot cleaner than what it was before. we are having meatball subs for supper. And so I just put the meatballs together, and I use my own breadcrumbs. I just take old pieces of bread, like at the end of the loaf that have turned stale, or like we don't like to eat the end pieces a lot of times for sandwiches. And so I will just save them and I will throw them in the freezer. And then when I have enough bread, I will just set it out and let it dry out on my countertop covered with a tea towel, and then just make my own breadcrumbs. So we ran out today. I used the last of the breadcrumbs in our meatballs. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out all of the bread that I've been saving and set it out on my countertop to make my own breadcrumbs. All right, I also make my pasta sauce using just tomato sauce and tomato paste and then seasonings. So this was in the freezer, and from September 12th, I'm going to heat it up in my pot, and then I will add the meatballs when they are cooked. But here's what our finished supper looked like. It was meatball subs. I just broiled them for about a minute. And then we had French fries and pears and cucumbers and carrots on the side. So a pretty simple meal. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you check out my playlist of all of my homemaking videos. You will enjoy those as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.